So proposal reviewers typically are reasonably up to date on the literature, and as some of the others have noted, the review is structured that there is usually outstanding peers who are deep in the literature as external reviewers. But the other thing that you have as a tool as you do proposals or reviews is all the other proposals. And so in some sense you have a fresh landscape of ideas in an area, and in some sense that really forms the basis on how one thinks or looks at proposals. It's also important to note that both for the Gates Foundation and I believe also for Grand Challenges Canada, the types of proposals that we seek are not exclusively about pushing forward the frontiers of knowledge or identifying the best science, but they're actually addressed at identifying great ideas to solve problems. And so that's really critical. It's a different type of review than a truly traditional academic review. And so to that end, when we read proposals, it is typically a kind of a structured panel where there are peers who are truly outstanding in the specific fields. But the final say is actually typically with the program people who are looking at the proposals as a portfolio and trying to understand how and what they deliver for solving the problems that are defined in the RFPs. So that, and it's incredibly important not to think about what your ideas are and what you'd like to do, but to make it crystal clear what it is that you're delivering that actually contributes to the problem that's defined in those solicitations. I'd be the first to admit what an incredibly imperfect process it is to write those solicitations. And so there is a lack of clarity in that. That's not by design. It's in some sense a weakness of the other side. They're difficult to write. I'd also echo the comment that it's probably the most important thing is what is it you're delivering. To that end, we're not willing to take a risk on something that isn't necessarily going to deliver towards the goal, but we have a tremendous appetite or capacity to take risks on science. But following up with what Pierre said is that the review panels are very good at identifying holes. And so the more upfront and honest you are of identifying what you feel are the risks, in some sense the more favorably the proposals are reviewed. So just in closing, it's really about what is it you're delivering to the problem that's defined, and then it's not an issue with regards to funding risky work, but it's an issue with regards to demonstrating to the reviewers that you understand the risks that are involved in your work that you're proposing, and at least have some plan that leaves reviewers thinking that you might be able to solve those problems.